Hey, this is Steve Bloom, and you are listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
This is M-Wire, Movie Week in Review. M-Wire is brought to you by Audible.com. Sign up today to get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/geekcastradio. Start today with a free 30-day trial with over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Don't forget to follow Audible on Twitter at audible_com. And now the latest and greatest in movies with M-Wire.
Captain, I wish to report a mutiny.
Hello and welcome to M-Wire, Movie Week in Review. I'm your host, Steve Megatron Phillips, and joining me is no one in this episode because, well, we're completing our Spotlight. And what Spotlight is that, you may ask? Well, it's Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. So, without further ado, let's get to the trailer.
Hello, boys and girls, or whatever. My name is Captain Jack Sparrow. I take it some of you have heard of me. As you may well know, there are times, almost constantly in fact, where I prefer to look at the world through the bottom of a glass. Rum. Something like this. You may have also heard whisperings and rumors that Jack Sparrow be recruiting a crew to undertake a voyage to the Fountain of Youth. Not true. Of course not. But even if it weren't not true, you wouldn't be interested in joining me, would you? Eh? Death lies before us as we sail to the Fountain of Youth.
You could guide an expedition. You are Jack Sparrow.
There should be a captain in there somewhere. I hear a rumor. Jack Sparrow's in London, hell-bent to find the Fountain of Youth.
Don't be a fool, Jackie. The fountain will test you.
Was that really necessary? Gentlemen, the fountain is the prize.
Mermaid waters, that should be our path.
Steady as she goes.
What's your play, Jack? I thought I should give you a warning. We're taking the ship. It's nothing personal.
Sparrow, ven aquí o te arranco la cabeza.
You might be better off. You just... Stay out of it. There'll be dangers along the way. Firstly, mermaids. Zombies. Blackbeard. The pirate all pirates fear.
If I do not make it to the fountain, neither will you. Is that it?
I think so.
It has begun again! Are we not king's men?
How is it we can never meet without you pointing something at me?
There's the Jack I know.
Fight to the bitter end!
You know that feeling you get when you're standing in a high place? Sudden urge to jump? I don't have it. Did everyone see that? Because I will not be doing it again.
Welcome back to M-Wire. So, getting right into it, without any just the facts, this episode of the franchise is slightly different. It's like they're trying to recapture the initial part of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. I think it's kind of weaker in a sense. It's not really, I mean, not to say that it's a bad film, because it's not. I actually enjoy it, even though it was panned by comparison. I think it's better than Dead Man's Chest and At World's End. But I think for me, The Black Pearl is definitely the top one out of this franchise so far. But anyway, it was released on May 20th, 2011, as the sequel. It commonly focuses on Captain Jack Sparrow, who is on another quest for something, which it led to at the end of At World's End. There are only 2 other characters from the previous trilogy that make a appearance or actually have a decent part in this part of this new trilogy that has started. Although it remains to be seen what roles they play besides Captain Jack. We have Mr. Gibbs, who is helping Captain Jack again in this film. We also have Captain Hector Barbossa, who is no longer a pirate. He's actually a captain of England now at this point. But by the end of it, spoilers if you haven't seen it, after Blackbeard's demise, he ends up taking over Blackbeard's ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, which is another legendary ship, much like the Black Pearl. However, this film, it's like it tried to kind of combine all the various mystical things of what was going on at the time, which, for those that don't know, this film aired around the time of a lot of the Twilight and a lot of the kind of supernaturalistic things. So we get mermaids, we get zombies, we get kind of voodoo and all that different kind of stuff that kind of pops up throughout this particular film. But the main goal of this film is they're on their way for the Fountain of Youth, which, let's face it, Captain Jack, any way that he can stay alive or extend his lifespan, he will do so. So it's kind of a quest between Barbossa, who's acting basically like he's helping England, and he's not really. He ends up side by side with Captain Jack again. And you also have Blackbeard, who ends up with Captain Jack at some point because of his daughter. But you have England and the Spaniards, and you have Barbossa and Captain Jack and Blackbeard all trying to get to this Fountain of Youth, who, by the end of it, only the captain's daughter ends up with the Fountain of Youth. However, Captain Jack does end up with what's left of the Black Pearl, which I kind of glossed over it. At the very beginning, it shows Barbossa, who's missing a leg. He has a peg leg now at this point, because Blackbeard has the ability with his sword and with his ship. He can turn ships and put them in glass bottles, which the Black Pearl was inside. So all of the crew and the undead monkey are now inside this bottle on the ship, which Barbossa narrowly escaped with his life, except for losing a leg. So by the end of it, Mr. Gibbs ends up getting the Black Pearl in the bottle back to Captain Jack, and they kind of go their separate ways, but it kind of leads back to the point that they're going to get the ship and everything else. So, all in all, I think the film has a lot of ups and downs, a lot of fun adventure, and like I said, I think it's trying to recapture what the Black Pearl did, however, very weakly. It to me felt like there was too much going on. There are too many different divisions and different various enemies going throughout this film. So it kind of felt a little weak in that area, even though, again, I know what they're trying to go for. But for starting off a new trilogy, I don't think it's very strong. I think after the first trilogy, they probably should have stopped. But again, I am trying not to be biased because of the fact that I really do like this franchise, and I really do like Captain Jack. And without him, there is no Pirates of the Caribbean films. But it's overall enjoyable, like I said. It's kind of a difficult one of what I would give it star-wise for ratings. And I apologize for this review being kind of haphazard and kind of clustered all over the different places. It's kind of recorded very, very late. But yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy all the nods to the previous trilogy, all the different things that pop up throughout it, and the characters that are reestablished. But it's still weak. Getting into a little bit of information about this film, it is a PG-13 rating. It had a budget of $250 million. The gross revenue was just over $1 billion. The running time is 137 minutes, or 2 hours and 17 minutes. My wife loved the first film. I loved the first film. She felt this one is a little long and a little unneeded. She kind of felt burnout, which I kind of get. Anytime Hollywood's found something that works, they've beat it with a stick until it's dead. I think they've kind of beat this with a stick. But again, they're doing another set of all different kinds of films from the 80s and even current stuff and rebooting stuff. So it does not really matter one iota of what they do from here. But like I said, it is setting up for a 5th and 6th film. So there's that. I stand corrected. Upon doing this, I was doing a little research. Probably should have done it beforehand, but whatever. I am correcting it now so I don't have random comments on the webpage. The appearances in the film only have 6 that return from Stranger Tides, or 4 Stranger Tides. You have Captain Jack, Barbossa, Gibbs, Jack's father, Captain Teague. You have Groves and Gillette, who are from the Royal Navy. So I don't know who the last 2 were. I don't remember them from the first trilogy, so there's that. But yeah, there's a couple films coming, so look forward to that. Like I said, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides was also the first of the Pirates films to be shot in IMAX, which I didn't actually see this in theater, so I didn't get to experience that. On Stranger Tides employed 1,112 shots of CGI, which were done by 10 visual effects companies, which that's quite surprising in of itself. Of course, Industrial Light and Magic, which does pretty much everything, is involved. There were some 3D type of shots. Hans Zimmer also did another score for the film, much like he did with the previous entries to the franchise. He had a little bit of a rock and roll sound in there, and Spanish elements, which led to a collaboration with Mexican guitarists, and then the soundtrack actually the score actually sounds fairly nice. So it's definitely fitting of the film in the direction that it went this time around. This film was receiving a lot of mixed reviews. Rotten Tomatoes reports that 33% of the critics nationwide have given the film a positive review based on 255 reviews, with an average rating of 5.1 out of 10. Metacritic gave it 45 out of its 100-point score. Cinema Score gave it a B+ and an A+ to F scale. Roger Ebert gave it 2 out of 4 stars. So, I mean, the film pretty much is kind of mediocre, and it's kind of hit or miss depending on what you expect out of it. If you expect a lot more than what you got in the previous trilogy, you're not going to meet it. But if you're just looking for a good time with the Pirates of the Caribbean cast and crew, then look no farther. Well, being that this is recorded in 2013, but it's been post-dated back to 2011 to fit into the Spotlight timeline. Those of you listening back then, or back to the in a row of 2011, or listening to it in 2013. On May 29, 2013, it was announced that Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Tell No Tales, which is the new film, is slated for a 2015-2016 release. So there's that. So all in all, Pirates of the Caribbean, good film, good set of series, good franchise. Just like any other franchise, never measures up to the first. So my rating, I would give this probably, being that I liked it a little bit more than some of the other Pirates films, not the first one, but even though the film was mediocre overall, I give this film a 4 out of 5 stars. I would also put it on my Netflix and my addition to the collection bin, since I have it. So therefore it's a little bit biased, but take it for what you will. So I think that concludes this episode of M-Wire, even though it's extremely short and to the point for the most part, and I don't want to butcher it any more than it already is. So until next time,
The ship is ours!
You've just listened to Movie Week in Review on the Geekcast Radio Network. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. First, visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on all our different podcasts. Second, you can rate our show and leave us feedback in iTunes. Third, follow us on Twitter at GCRN Fourth, become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. Call the voicemail line 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you are leaving the message for and your name. So until next time, unleash the geek in you.
In a world, there, I said it, happy. In a world, there, I said it, happy.
Ayo, Captain Jack! Ayo, Captain Jack! Bring me back to the railroad track! Bring me back to the railroad track!
Run into the railroad track, run along with Captain Jack. Run into the peace camp back, run along with Captain Jack.